Okay, and welcome back to the RIZE Racing League. I am, as always, your host, R8 Storms, and today we have our lovely track, the home of speed, as people call it. Oh, it's a funny name. Italy, or Monza, to be exact. And today we have a brand new idea of qualifying. Today we're obviously, as in the real life would have had, we have a sprint qualifying. This will be done with a short qualifying and then a 13-lap race. Sorry, a one-shot qualifying or a short qualifying and then a 13-lap race. And then once that is done, that will be the original grid order for the race. This idea, obviously brand new to F1, and hopefully will be implemented in future races. But with obviously for now, it's just an event thing. Every so often, we will look at doing one of these in the league to keep everyone on their toes. But today, as usual, we'll be going over the Constructors and Drivers' Championship to start off straight away. So first and foremost, we have. As from the previous races, we have had quite a lot of good people come forward. Obviously, with Haas having a good race or decent race last week, they still sit on 335 points in the Constructors' Championships. However, Mercedes are very close behind now and are on their toes. They're slapping at them, and 315 points. And it takes a bit of a dip back there with McLaren, who are starting to drop back a little bit in the 275 points, but still doing very good nonetheless. And then Alpine chasing them down on 262, and Red Bull 222 in 5th place. Overall, though, we have had a changing of the guard, so to speak. Hypnotic has now taken fully the leadership by 1 whole point. Hypnotic taking a totally impressive lead. 2nd place, we have Nemec Gurk, or Enamic Gurk, on 180 points, obviously only 1 point behind Hypnotic. We could see a bit of a change again tonight if Hypnotic does have a good race today. Obviously both drivers are racing, so it will be a good battle to see between those two. And Flawless, Nemec Gurk's rival right now, is on 164 points. Those Mercedes are catching up quite fast and are taking it on the heels of both the Hasses, and has taken over Carsten Arnold, who is on 155 points due to some previous poor races and just not being able to attend some of them. Well, that's not his fault, obviously. Times like this happens. And then in 5th place is the other Mercedes duo of iRegal on 151 points. So overall, I'm expecting quite obviously a new race for tonight, a new sort of style. It'll be quite good to watch. Hopefully we'll see some good stuff tonight, and then we'll see some good battles. I'm really looking forward tonight to seeing the battle between Nemec Gurk and Flawless, as we saw last week in the lovely track of Portimao. It was a good race for everybody who wants to see it. But overall, now we're going to wait until qualifying starts. Okay, a lot of people moving out straight away, obviously due to this being an only qualifying that we're able to move into. A lot of people come out early off to try and get a good start into this race. Those first corner chicanes are going to be a serious thing tonight. Obviously, do remember, people who are racing, that these people will start on the compound that they start for the 13-lap race. Obviously, most people are going to go out with the softs. Maybe some of the people who are thinking more cautiously are going to try and go on the mediums, push those a bit longer, and then have quite a lot better time on the softs. And AMG Smithy having a real tough time in that second chicane there. Also went flying straight off and almost resembled what they did in the actual qualifying as well. AMG Smithy's struggling for control right now by the looks of it. He really needs to make sure he can keep himself steady. So Infant's going to be starting us off right now, followed by a heavy crowd of people, so we really don't want to mess up right now. We're going to be having a good fly past a lot of people. It's going to be very awkward for him. So we move on. First corner chicane here, moving quite fast into it. It's a lovely corner there from Infinite there, moving on very fast. So we have had a bit of a problem there with Albus going a bit too slow, but not a problem nonetheless. Going to the second chicane here, how does he do? Real nice corner here. You see you want to be touching just those two corners with your right and left wheel on each corner. You can really see the skill being moved in here. It's a lovely track to go around here. There's not really a lot of difficult areas here, apart from this one it's coming up to in a minute. I just have this DRS straight here. And Luxie has had a collision with Acer by the looks of that. Can't get good information on who it was with. I wasn't able to catch it real quick. A lot of... See, just because it's in a quite tight area now, I'm going to guess things are going off. And coming on the ball right now, Infinite's at the time of a 1:21.6, the fastest time overall right now. Ross Wales with a 1:23 on the dot. Drowsy just a little bit close behind. And Enime McGurk goes through with a 1:21.45. A lot of times being brought in here. Nemec Gurk casually just destroying the foam barriers. A nice lap from him. A lot more people coming in. Chewbacca. Obviously, Vinicius not being able to host or not able to come here tonight, having a bit of a problem here on this track by the looks of it. They're not being able to set a good time. Acer casually just cutting the grass there by the looks of it, weirdly. Ross Wales coming round here, trying to improve on his previous time. Looks to be doing an in-lap, actually. Yeah, I thought so. Drowsy trying to go for a second time again, but doesn't do as well. iRegal now coming in with a 1:21.3. And able to best the Haas of Enime Gurkt. some nice times going along the board here. Nothing much right now to stop that top 5 right now. Obviously Drowsy coming in with a very good time, to shave a second off his own original time on those mediums. Needs to be quite steady with those. Don't want to push him too far. Flawless though, coming in with the fastest time. Still keeping the top 5 the same, just in a different order. I love the camera angle here. A nice underside into it. Flawless still trying to improve on those old softs. Don't want to wear him out too much though, or he will be having a bit of a problem. Overall, out there we go. Slowest Kingers has now become the 5th fastest person overall, knocking Drowsy down further. Oh, a bit of tickly throat then. The Drowsy knocked down even further down. That's 6th place for him. It's still not a bad time though on those mediums. He can still, if he probably sticks with that right now, probably equip some softs. That's 7th. That's okay. It's a little bit worse. Mr. Theo coming in 4th fastest there, knocking down Infinite and Slowest Kingers. Slowest King is on his return, on his 2nd return here. Previously did very well then. Wester does little brother as he's playing for him. Which explains why he's gone so high up in the scoreboard already. Has not spun or crashed out yet. And he's just almost started flying then. Those corners are going to be very dangerous to people in this race. The F1 2021 corners are not a thing to be trifled with. You don't mess with the F1 2021 corners. Obviously with the lovely addition, by the way, I forgot to add, the lovely addition of Red Bull. And I can't think if I can say lovely and Red Bull in the same sentence. That's a very rare occasion for me. There is a her. They're Red Bull, her. Trying to throw up. In their white car, obviously quite something. Nice, totally. Not gonna... McLaren's better, but just saying McLaren's like, you know, Monaco one was so much better, but we carry on. I've got to try and stay non-biased here, guys. It's very difficult for me. So Mr. Theo's coming along the board here with an in-lap battle looks, to be honest. Infinite coming out on an outlap with some fresh softs here, trying to take the competition by storm here. And here we go around the corner of the final straight. Moving forward into that DRS zone. And we're off for the second hot lap of Infinite's time. Can he improve on it so far to get himself back into that top 4 spot, or will Mr. Theo take it from him officially? McGurk also on a hot lap with himself. And now Cass, the hot lap, on a hot lap himself as well. Outlap, sorry, my apologies. I must have misread that one. Infinite still doing well there, over there, a little bit wobbly over those bumps then, but still moving on quite nice. Comes around the corner here, moving well into the lovely turn in. Got to really throw your car into some of these corners. That's what this track's all about, pushing your car to the very limit, seeing what else it can do. Also to have a bit of a spin here. Flawless had a bit of trouble when he's facing the wrong way, Infinite just passing him. So he needs to be careful here. Gurk coming along on his hot lap himself, but are going to have to, I think, abort it by the looks of it. Definitely aborting that one. Maybe that was a bit of an outlap just to burn some fuel off. So we've got a spin here by the looks of it with two cars now. Acerp and Flawless both crashing in the exact same area. Drowsy coming across right now. It looks like he's equipped the softs for himself. Wants to go back further on the grid. Dirty Chewbacca's still not able to be doing much here right now. Cass going along the first sector here, trying to set a good hot lap. Sorry. Infinite able to improve on his time, but still not good enough to beat Mr. Theo. And so a bit of a spin here also from, I think, Ross Wales, is that? Going tremendously slow in that white Red Bull. Some more people coming out now. A lot of people starting to come out now near the end of this qualifying. They don't want to be, you know, put in their place here. Ross Wales going, also Mr. Theo going very wide there and takes the front wing off his car. And Nemec Gurk coming in with a 120 overall, 120.7, the fastest lap we have seen throughout all qualifying. This man truly does leave it until late to pull out the big guns. Regal on a hot lap himself though, but is 4+ seconds. I'm going to guess he's going to abort that one and go on to his next lap one now this time. Cass coming to the end of their hot lap. Yep, due to obviously the rules and everything, they aren't allowed to go fast. I do apologise, I forgot to mention that. All people in this qualifying that are reserves aren't able to go fast. However, in the race, in the sprint race that they're doing, they are able to go and take any position they want, and that's what they'll be in for the qualifying grid order. To make it a bit fair, so they're not just stuck at the back and doing nothing the whole race. It's make it fair to them. However, they still have some constraints due to being reserves. But we carry on with it. A few more people now coming in to try and set some better. Well, obviously, Lucy and Cass won't be setting better lap times. I'm just trying to get a feel for the track, maybe, or something. See what areas they can push and stuff. Thunderbuddy coming in also with a decent time. He's meant to be doing a decent time, but Bucko coming on a very nice one from his previous. Never mind, I shouldn't have said anything. From his previous record of you know, being the not so fast person, he's setting quite a good time for himself. Hypnotic, obviously 11th place right now only on the mediums. Will he be looking to equip some softs and go on next, or will we maybe take a bit of a lower place in the grid order, but also take a better place on tyre-wise? He'll be the only person, apart from Ross Wales, in the top 15 that are on mediums. Now Regal now coming in to try and dislodge Nemec Gurk from that hot lap position, so that pole position. Takes the corner quite nicely there. He's unable to beat his previous time though as well. It's a little bit slow, but he can carry on here. He's still got 1 minute and 50 to carry on. We do have a bit of a spin here by the looks of it. I believe it's Slowest Kingers who's had a bit of trouble there. Or the car out in front of him, which I believe is... one of the Williams. There they are. Yeah, by the looks of it, Thunderbird had a bit of a spin there or some sort of problem. Pushing it a little bit too tight there. But overall, some good times shown from the reserves here. AMG Smithy needs to get out there again if he wants to do a better time. That was a bit weird then, I don't know what happened then. A few more people coming out now in those final areas. Sorry, a few people finishing up their hot laps right now in those coming areas. Westito starting his... finishing his hot lap and now going on to his in lap. He's on 1:22 right now, just squeezing into the top 10 along with Serro, who's trying to improve his time but won't do, so he's going to have to go on this next lap here when he has a chance to, but right now he needs to really abandon the use of the battery unless he's coming in now, he's accepting that position. A bit of a weird choice. No, he's carrying on. I don't think I'll have enough battery to do a good lap here, but oh well. Slow King's on the fresh pair of softs here, looking to do damage here. The man did extremely well in Portimao, well, most of it anyway. The man that's just come back has had a lot of time to think about what he's doing here, how to win this race, and he's going all out here. He's knocking off a few tenths on the first sector. Can he do anything on it? It's the last time he's got a chance to do anything. He's shaving off a 10th in Sector 2. This could be a good top 5 time here. It depends how he reacts. A lovely corner by with that from that previous there. It's catching a lot of people out. Regal and Flawless both on hot laps themselves here. Slowest King is coming to the end. He shaves another 10th off. He's going to get the draft off. Westito here, moving forward into it, but takes the collision. And takes a 5-place grid penalty. I don't know how that happened there because I didn't see any collision, but we'll carry on. And Flawless takes pole position from Nemec Gurk. In the last dying moments, he was able to take a 10th away from Nemec Gurk's time and take it as his own. A good time from him. Regal unable or abandoning his hot lap by the looks of it. And Westito and Serro both pit for the end of qualifying today. So right now we have Flawless and Nemec Gurk on the front row. They're going to be behind Mr. Theo and Regal. Two Mercedes doing very, very well themselves on the first and second row. Drowsy and Infinite coming in on 5th and 6th place. Infinite doing quite well for himself, and Drowsy able to bump himself up from the previous time of being on the mediums, gone into the softs and done quite a good time for himself. Slowest Kingers and Ross Wales takes 7th and 8th. Ross Wales being the only person in the top 10 on the mediums right now, and the only person to be able to get that bit of a tyre advantage for the later rounds. Westito and Serro then make up the final 10 positions. So, obviously, though, Slowest King has been given a 5-place grid penalty, which will not really be good for his time, along with ASUP as well for crashing into Luxie. Okay, I think we're starting with a formation lap here. I don't know if formation lap is on or off. We'll find out in a second. Formation lap is on. There we go. So then, let's see what the people at the back have decided to pick, by the way, out of curiosity. So, pretty much most people that are out of the top 10 have decided to go on softs. However, AMG Smithy, Dirty Chewbacca have both decided the mediums seem good enough for them for that tyre advantage. Hopefully this race is looking good tonight with this sprint sort of thing going on. It'll be a fun thing to watch. Oh, Ross Wales there going a little bit wide by the looks of that one in the Red Bull there, having to fall back a little bit, having some trouble maybe. Let's have a look. If we wait long enough, I think we'll be able to see his strategy come up. Or not. Flawless here, coming in. He's going to have a serious bit of trouble with Nemec Girk right behind him. That would not want to be where I would be right now, with Mr. Theo and Nemec Girk both chasing down for that pole position. Mr. Theo having a bit of a increase from last time. Alibest don't mess in 16th place. So obviously reserves tonight. The 16th and upwards will be given a chance to qualify technically. If they do well in this, if they're able to do well in this race, that's where they will be for the actual race. So these people here, Alibest don't mess, Cass, Dirty Chewbacca, and Acerp, will all be given a chance to move up the grid and do well for themselves and get their own qualifying. But for now, we're going to begin racing soon. Better get from the back of the grid normally. A lot of people here looking to pit lap 7th or 6th and bang on the mediums. And we are racing now. Here we go, and it's all off. Nemec Girk taking an impressive lead there instantly, and Mr. Theo, Regal, he's dropped back. Mr. Theo dropped back, and Mr. Theo, and it's the first corner carnage here, ready. It's a tight squeeze. Nemec Girk being slightly pushed off there, has to go off into the runoff. Loses the position because of it. Not really a lot of problems here, apart from Hypnotic being forced and hitting the side, along with West Ditto as well, having some trouble. And AMG Smithy, I don't know what happened to him as well. There's some tight battles going on into the second corner of the chicane. Nemec Girk having to force off. Regal taking a backside, and Drowsy slips through there, lovely. Ross Wales waiting on the back of Infinite here, see if he makes a mistake, and he does. Well, Ross Wales goes wide himself and kicks it into the wall himself. He's now facing oncoming traffic here. And goes off himself. Nemec Girk having to lose a bit of time, then back to the previous person. Cero chasing down the back of Regal himself. But loses time out to it and lets him slip away. Infinite chasing down the back of Cero. Cero has used all of his ERS here, which is just an easy pickings for Infinite to take over then. And recover some ERS in his final corner here. His teammate Slowest King is now moving on the back of him. Flawless setting the fastest time overall, that's kind of obvious. And Slowest King takes over the back of Cero as well. The sprint races are definitely one for the future, I think, with this sort of entertainment value. Slowest King goes a little bit wide there on the brakes. Mr. Theo goes off there though. That's going to cause Drowsy to be open here and get them nice clean air. Nemec Girk chasing down the back of Flawless here, not wanting to lose out to him. This rivalry is still continuing between these two. They've edged themselves off away from everybody else. Nemec Girk's fucking up on the chicane there though. I shouldn't have said that there, I do apologise, slipping up on the chicane there. Right now it's Ross Wales and AMG Smithy together, or sort of together, both kind of, you know, spinning out. Bucko losing some time here. He was doing previously pretty well there, but obviously having some troubles. Infinite now chasing the back of Regal. Either best don't. Cass going off here by the looks of this. Luxie colliding with him, obviously, and smashing Cass off the track. That's a bit of a dirty move there, and that causes a safety car, I believe. I don't know too much, though. And Luxie's gone off flying. His brakes definitely are not working. What in the world is going on here? That was a bit weird, but we'll carry on, though. Safety car has not been activated, though, so that means Cass is going to start from definite now. Back of the grid. DRS has now been enabled. That's going to be good for people like Regal here chasing down the back of Drowsy. Drowsy locking up there, but in the front of him. That's going to be good news for Cass, though. It's going to be all over the. Sorry, good news for Regal. He's going to be chasing down the back of him. Luxie obviously losing a position, having to pit to go to Cass. He's still back. Why do I keep saying Cass? I don't know. It's because I've just seen him crash out. That's probably why. Mr. Theo, from being third place in the grid, is now 9th, so 10th now. Now 9th, there we go. Either best don't mess, 10th place. Chasing down the back of Mr. Theo. He has DRS on him. Thunder Bunny's on the back of him, and Texero has DRS and ERS and takes the position from him. Regal chasing down the back of Drowsy, still not wanting to let give any sort of position. Flawless. Nemec Gurk's having to slip away from Flawless right now, it turns out, but don't know why. Struggling for time maybe, or some sort of front wing constraints. Drowsy being very open to attack here, trying to save some of that ERS, but Regal takes the position away from him, and is now Regal's catching up to Nemec Gurk. Nemec Gurk's struggling there by the looks of it. I think he may have some sort of problem here, maybe a front wing or some sort of sidebar issue. But right now he is fully exposed by Regal of the second Mercedes twin. It's not going to be looking very good for Nemec Gurk right now. Obviously this wouldn't really count too much though for the actual race, but it's still obviously a good position to have. Infinite's now chasing the back of Mr. Theo. It looks like I have a bit of a spin again. It's not going well now for Mr. Theo, who is now in 14th place. Regal chasing down the back of Nemec Gurk and takes the position like taking candy from a baby. Nemec Gurk trying to fight back here, but still really struggling. Drowsy off the track by the looks of it. Having maybe some front wing issues maybe or something. Not able to turn properly. Infinite. Thunder Buddy now, an amazing improvement from what he was originally, but yeah, very good time indeed. Cero bumping the back of, really, wow, that's quite dirty from Cero there, bumping the back of Drowsy. Just not what I want to see. Drowsy having to pit now for some front wing constraints, I think maybe. He's going to bang on a pair of mediums hopefully and try and keep himself going. Maybe the early pit will help himself. Nemec Gurk able to take back that position from Regal, but however, Regal is burning up a lot of ERS to try and keep up with him, and he's going wide here. Is that really the best of moves? He's going to use up all that ERS now. And Nemec Gurk is going to have DRS quite shortly in a minute. Nemec Gurk saving that ERS right now just to keep himself going. Not really using too much, but with this battling is giving Flawless a bit more of a lead than it should be. Now, Nemec Gurk with DRS and ERS. Regal running out of ERS. Here it is going around the back of him. He's taking the move. Takes a little bit wide there though, but luckily controls it there very well there from Nemec Gurk. A good show of control. Nemec Gurk should realistically wait here. He should have waited there realistically, because that now gives Regal DRS here. Nemec Gurk pits though. I'm guessing he's going for that overcut, sorry, on undercut, doesn't undercut, yep, undercut. The two Mercedes are both staying out though, 5 lap to old tyres each. Hypnotic now taking a bit of a lead here. Acerb. Hypnotic started off pretty poorly, however, both the McLarens are doing very well for themselves right now. Hypnotic having a bit of trouble there on those mediums, maybe. And now Nemec Gurk is has a lot better tyres than both the cars in front of him. The tobacco's gone off. That's not going to be good news for McLaren right now. The McLaren reserve is not setting off a good example. Hypnotic, though, is all over the back of Acerb here. He does not want to give up. Both of them quite low on the ERS. Hypnotic extremely low on the ERS. Got nothing left in the tank for him. Hypnotic pits here for the softs. A lot of people right now are going to be coming into those softs, coming out of those softs into those mediums mainly. West Ditto, third place, chasing down the back of Acerb. Regal's already pitted here. He's got Nemec Gurk, the undercut has worked for him, however, will it be enough? Nemec Gurk is really taking some time out of there from West Ditto. West Ditto is still playing even right now with Acerb. Acerb's starting to lose time to the car in front. Flawless has pitted now. Will it be enough to keep that lead, or will Nemec Gurk get there in time? As he takes over West Ditto there. All that's left in front of him now is Acerb, but will Flawless be able to get out there in time? He's come to the end of the pit lane. Nemec Gurk's chasing on the back of him. It's going to be close here. It's going to be like Hamilton and Verstappen all over again. Not as much as I thought it would be, though. Nemec Gurk's still got a bit of an impressive distance, though, to catch. Flawless just keeps his nose in front. Drowser going fastest time overall. He is doing pretty well on those mediums. Now Nemec Gurk really has the chance here to take back, but he's still losing time to the car out in front of him. This must be annoying for him. Going a little bit wide in that chicane as well, making another bit of a mistake. He doesn't really need to be making these mistakes right now. Nemec Gurk coming up to the back runner, AMG Smithy. Smithy already been lapped by Flawless. Ross Wales right now struggling for positions as he's had a couple spins here in this race along with Dirty Chewbacca and Mr. Theo. West Ditto also on the back of Mr. Theo. Might look at wanting his position right now. But right now, probably our closest one right now is definitely going to be I the Best Don't Mess. And our closest one is going to be Slowest Kingers against iRegal, and Slowest Kingers has burned off a lot of ERS, whereas iRegal's still got 10% more. Not really a lot, but still something in this race. Thunderbird has now been caught for corner cutting. So a lot of people right now on 3-second penalties, and a lot of people on 5-second penalties for speeding or something along those lines in the pit lane. So as King is deciding he doesn't want to race anymore, he wants to start flying attempts. And I seen this car flying off the track there. That's going to cost him some serious time. I'm going to make him lose DRS on the person. West Ditto and Hypnotic looks to have... Oh, never mind. Mr. Theo has now taken over back from West Ditto. Dirty back on those brand new softs. He's going to be trying to move in here. Luke's setting the fastest time overall on those softs. Mr. Theo is now out of DRS here, looking very low, which can be good news for Dirty Chewbacca, who's going to be all over the back of him now for that. Thunderbuddy chasing down Nemec Gurk. Nemec Gurk may have had a bit of a problem here or something, maybe a bit of a spin or something, because I didn't really notice any sort of change. Those Kingers both an Iregal taking it through, so I don't know what happened there. Mike now chasing down the back of How the Best Don't Mess. He's got the better tyre. Someone said the better driver right now due to the championship points. I don't know if How the Best Don't Mess is a reserve or not actually. Both of them using up their ERS here though, but right now it's going to come down to driver and tyre, and looks like Luxie has retired from the session. I had a bit of a problem here. He's come out of that last corner there and smacked straight into that wall. It's a bit of a weird way to retire actually. Weird place to play. He had to save it then, maybe smacked himself into there. However, no safety car has been released due to the fact of it being so late right now in the game. Hypnotic now taking back 8th place from How the Best Don't Mess, and now turns the attention towards Drowsy. Mr. No, Bucko may have had a bit of a trouble here. Yep, looks like he had a bit of a trouble here, spinning out. That white Red Bull is not looking very good right now when it's in the gravel. It doesn't look very good anyway, just saying, but you know. Mr. Theo is all over the back of Dirty Chewbacca, however, Dirty Chewbacca does have a lot more ERS than Mr. Theo, almost really half a tank more than him. How the Best Don't Mess still got DRS and Hypnotic, but he's starting to lose out because of it. Both drivers extremely low on DRS. Nemec Gurk, a bit of a fall from grace here, really. As slow as Kingers and Iregal are both overtaking him right now. And it looks to be those two in the positions of second and third. Slowest Kingers a very good improvement for him from where he was originally, and having to take that 5-way script penalty. It wasn't really, you know, meant for him, but it looks like we've had a bit of a problem here, by the way, actually, with these Red Bull. A bit of a problem going on? No, all good. And Infinite takes the fastest lap overall, taking it away from Luxie, I believe, who had it originally. Thunderbuddy is now being given another 3-second penalty. That's not very good for him. Naughty boy. Thunderbuddy is now chasing on the back of Nemec Gurk. And Drowsy looks to be overtaking here the Alpine car of Cero, and he does in a very nice fashion. The German driver coming very close to that rumble strip, but overtakes it and gets to the tanks. However, Cero will have a chance at fighting back when he has DRS. However, ERS, he has not got a single. I've never seen anyone run out of DRS. Yeah, it's a weird one. With Cero out of ERS, though, he's not going to really be able to keep up. And Drowsy's just going to drive on by and wave him goodbye himself. Dirty Chewbacca is chasing down the back of Mr. Theo here, and looks like going to have DRS and a lot more ERS here when he activates it. He tries to fake going into the thingy. Dirty Chewbacca really needs to activate that ERS here and just boost past him. But weirdly doesn't. That was quite weird. I don't know if he thinks that he's not allowed to take over Mr. Theo, or I don't know, to be honest, but it was a weird one, that one. Bit of an early breaker there. Dirty Chewbacca can take this position, but I don't know why he's not able to. He's seen a lot more people in front of him take him. Thunderbuddy and Nemec Gurk both tossling and jostling for the title here of 4th place. They want that top 4 spot. It could be very, very helpful. Who has the most penalties? They're both... Well, actually, no, mind. Thunderbuddy has got a lot more penalty than Nemec Gurk, so as long as Nemec Gurk keeps 5 seconds within him, he does technically have that 4th place spot. However, Slowest Kingers and Iregal are still quite a distance away and probably won't be available to him for this one. And it looks like West Ditto has a bit of a spin here. That's very awkward for him on the second to last lap. That's not something I'm going to be doing, especially this late right now in the rounds. And Nemec Gurk spins and takes off the front wing on the very last lap. Oh dear. That is going to cost some serious time for him. This is the worst thing that could be happening right now for Nemec Gurk. I feel very sorry for him there on the very last lap. He's going to lose out to Either Best Don't Mess by the looks of it. I know Either Best has shown some sportsmanship there by the looks of it. And not passing him weirdly, I don't know. But that is where it finishes. 9th place, Nemec Gurk. A very, very bad turnout there for him. He could have had 4th place there. But because he crashes out, it's not going very well for him right now. And that is the rain. I feel very, very bad there for Nemec Gurk. And it looks like the grid is set then. So Flawless first, Iregal second, Slowest Kingers third, and Zero fourth, Hypnotic sixth, and Drowsy fifth and sixth. Thunderbuddy and Adabet Mest seventh and eighth. Nemec Gurk, sadly having a bit of a tumble, and Acerb ninth and 10th. Dirt Chewbacca, Mr. Theo, Ross Wales, and Bucko make up 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. Infinite when West Ditto make 15th and 16th. And 17th, 18th and 19th is followed up by AMG Smithy, Luxie and Cass. Okay, we don't know what's happening right now. We're gonna... And there we go. So we're looking at moving on now to the actual race. And we're moving into the race now then. And there we go. I don't know how the tyre will work on this one. And there we go, then we're starting off in the qualifying phases of the race. We'll go with intervals. Right now, as you can see, the tyres, I think everyone got a bit of their own choice. I think maybe had something, I don't really know. Was it Nîmes, Gurk and Wales have been disqualified, sorry, and Chewbacca have been disqualified. I don't know why or for what reason, but we'll carry on. AMG Smithy starts 14th place. I don't know how. I thought he was fit quite a bit more lower than that, but oh well. Wilco, Infinite, and West Ditto all at the back where they were originally. I better stop missing the I'm a bit naughty of him there. Acerp's giving a bit of a jiggle there. Love to see it. This little special qualifying only comes down a few times, so it was quite nice to see it all take form. Obviously, I think we'll need to work out a few of the kinks, obviously, with the tyre selection and everything. But yeah, overall looks pretty darn good. Okay then, and we are back to fully racing now. Here we go. It's this early start there from Luxie, but not from himself. But it will take up an extra position of Cass. A lot of people now moving on. The order of grid has changed. Nîmes Gurk shooting straight up here in the line, and it goes for a tight corner here. Hypnotic moves a bit too far forward. There's a bit of a collision here as it all goes back here. There's quite a large chunk of collision here in the first lap race here with Dirty Chewbacca and Infinite both coming off the track. A lot of people though, it was a big improvement. Luxie and Nemec Gurk both did pretty good themselves. Nemec Gurk coming into 4th place now. Slowest King is hitting that bump there. Won't do very too good for himself. Cero now being given an open shot right now at Flawless. However, Iregal is still closing back on his tail. However, though, again, Nemec Gurk is closing on Iregal's tail. Got a bit of a problem here with Bucko crashing out and Smithy dragging his front wing off. It's now been brought down to a virtual safety car, so there's a few chunks right now. It looks that right now it's like 9th. Yeah, so it looks like maybe the top 9 right now are in their own little bit of a bracket, and then the rest of them, the 10th and onwards, are in a bit of their own chunk themselves right now. It's a bit of a distance one right now. And Aesop hits the side of the wall. That's going to cause some front wing damage for himself, and that's going to be a good, nice open ticket for Luxie to sneak in there. And Aesop does cut the corner, but obviously not going at a very high speed. He won't have to deal with too much of a penalty there, but Cass is now chasing down the back of Luxie. Luxie really needs to get his foot down here and get the hell out of there. Nemec Gurk right now chasing down the back of Cero. Cero chasing down the back of Flawless, and Flawless needs to get the hell out of there and start praying that Cero doesn't do any better than him on those corners. Give me the pit stop strategies, I don't really want to know about that too much. And Luxie and Cass still fighting over that position of who wants first place. Right now, Thunderbuddy's the fastest person. Then mine is now Mr. Theo. Mr. Theo is now the fastest person overall. But then again, no, right now these laps are out and it mattering. But Luxie is still fighting with Cass. This is a good battle here. Cass takes the inside lane, so has the right of way, sort of. As long as they don't pull a Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, it'll be all right. In my books, anyway. Slowest King is chasing on the back of Hypnotic here. Hypnotic's going quite slow, actually. Quite uncommon for him. Around that bit of chicane, I guess he's not really able to perfect it that much here. Slowest King is getting held up here, but he's got DRS in a second. Both of them about equal on their ERS here, so it's going to really come down to the DRS here, and how much of a difference will it make here. Hypnotic burning through that DRS, whereas Slowest King is taking it steady. He's going to maybe look for a move on the second bit here. That Alpine engine's very annoying. Well, not really annoying, but it's a Renault engine, isn't it? What you expect. Cero now losing time to the car in front, whereas Nemec Gurk is gaining significant time here and may just have enough. Does he have enough? He does have enough to keep him to get DRS now. This makes it a lot easier now for Nemec Gurk to go a lot faster. Bit of a just check of how much they are to the leader. So it looks like Nemec Gurk's still losing time though to the car in front. Dirty Chewbacca. Oh, we got a bit of a. Never mind. Dirty Chewbacca very close to infinite here. It looks to be a Max Verstappen Hamilton thing going on there, but luckily no person was injured. Aesop gone a bit wide there. Bit of a poor start from Aesop there, realistically, from being what was a 9th or 10th place, now coming into the dead last, or 18th, which is dead last right now. Luxie choosing the hards right now, trying to make those hards go 23 laps will be quite difficult, but could be done. Nemec Gurk still chasing down the back of Cero. The DRS from this straight in a minute should give him enough, and with Cero having no ERS, He is easy picking. And a dirty brake check there. Wow. That is not something that I would see normally in my day and age. I'm very disappointed in that as well. A very sad and dirty move to be done there by Sero, and it's just not. I just think there's looked down. I'm quite disappointed actually. I don't get why a person would do it. It's just sad. It's just sad that they have nothing else to do in their pitiful life that they have to brake check somebody. See, this is the thing that. Okay. We'll not discuss the last incident. And looks like West Ditto has taken over Mr. Theo. Crosswell not facing a time penalty there by the looks of it. Bit of battle here going on between Thunderbuddy and Slowest Kingers. Obviously Thunderbuddy's going to have a lot of an easier time here with the DRS being opened here. Slowest King is not really going to fight it too much here. He knows when he's beaten. Hypnotic now chasing down the back of Sero. And Best Up Mess battling with Slowest Kingers here. Slowest Kingers is going to have DRS though, takes the inside lane very nicely there from him. And has DRS, that's going to do a bit of a boost advantage there. Best Up Mess obviously had on the better tyre compound, however Slowest Kingers is going to have a bit to be able to go a lot longer on those mediums than Best Up Mess will be on those softs. A few more battles coming round here. Mr. Theo still chasing down his teammate here. And it looks like he's got the takeover completed there. Because West Ditto did have a bit of a mess up there, which cost him some serious time. However, Mr. Theo and West Ditto both have almost nothing. Well, no, pretty much nothing in their DRS tanks. ERS tanks, damn it. This early on, you shouldn't really be losing out on all your ERS. It's going to be very tough to get back on a track like this, realistically. It's good for using your DRS, this one, like ERS, sorry, but it's not good for taking it, and the scoreboard is now messed up. Just give the scoreboard a few minutes, it'll take itself out. Give it a minute, it's getting there. EA made us pay so much money for this game, yet they can't even be asked to sort the scoreboards out. It's getting there now, so slowly and steady now. Hypnotic is now being given a 3-second time penalty there. Bit of a yellow flag going in there, don't know why. Thunderbuddy now being given, there we go, it sorted itself out now. Thunderbuddy coming up to Cass here. Cass is going to get lapped. He needs to try and make sure that doesn't happen. Cass cutting off Hypnotic there. Hypnotic going to have to be forced to go back a little bit there. He's getting blue flag though. may receive a penalty here in a few minutes. But lets him go just in time. Regal's starting to fight himself back up from what happened previously. Jumps into the pits to go onto those mediums. Regal's a bit of a distance here. Nemec Gurk also pitting, by the way, on the hards now. He might try and make them go quite all the way. And West Ditto does go off here, and that is him officially out of the race. Yeah, you're not putting that wheel back on in time, I don't think, to do anything about that. That's gonna definitely be a bit of a problem there. I don't think that's gonna buff out realistically a broken wheel. And that now has caused a safety car. That will be pretty good for... There is some weird things going on here again. So it's about you. Oh no, Mr. Chewbacca has now gone off into the pit car, and Regal's gone straight through him. This is very, very confusing. I don't know what's going on right now. And Dirty Chewbacca is now retired from the game. AMG Smithy and Luxie both racing, I guess. He's crossed the white line. That's a bit of a naughty from Luxie there to cut Smithy off. Nothing much to say right now in qualifying, so we'll give it a bit of a minute. I'm sure something much we were doing. back in a second to quickly sort something out. Safety car isn't this lap, I do apologise, but I have to sort something out. Moving off from the spill. Okay, there we go, sounds better now. Just don't know how the audio is right now, I was trying to sort it out. Luke's taking a bit of a weird approach to corner cutting, I guess. There's a bit of a weird approach. A bit of a fight going on here right now between Ross Wales, out of the best don't mess, Sero and Neem Gurk. Neem Gurk taking a bit of a lead here on those hards. Flawless choosing to do the same, obviously with a little bit, with a 5 lap difference, and Slow as King is all over the back of him. I'd be a little bit worried if I were him. And I'd be trying to pull out every single move in the book to keep him from a distance, but Flawless is definitely going to be closing on him pretty damn soon. And with DRS being enabled soon, it's going to be a bit of a pickle for them. And the scoreboard's having a heart attack again. So we can't tell the difference in between them. I'm going to say maybe 0.2 of a second, maybe a bit more, maybe 0.3. Oh, that's now going to be given a time penalty. There we go, it's setting itself out again. 0.2 I was right, yeah. About that anyway. Neem Gurk is starting to drop himself away from that now. It's Rosswell's dropping back a little bit. It's now between Sero and IBS Don't Mess. A lot of people on penalties right now. IBS Don't Mess on 13 penalties. Sero on 8. Neem Gurk on 3. Mr. Theo on 5, Hypnotic on 8, and Those Kings on 3. We've made it through just. IBS Don't Mess trying to come through, but some good defence there from Sero to get in his, well, not get in his way, but cause some problems. Sero's going to have a bit of a chance at DRS though in a minute. Sorry, next race, never mind. Next bit. Flawless and Slowest King is still fighting for that position. Flawless still dropping back though, and might be out of DRS range, whereas Hypnotic is definitely closing in on him. Nice position changes there from the rest of the. Oh, for goodness sake! Another heart attack from the scoreboard. EA, I really wish they could sort themselves out. The new release of FIFA22, this is the best they can do. Everyone just been sidelined at this point. Luxie and Thunderbird are now first and second apparently. Nice work from Luxie. DRS has now been enabled again, apparently. Not as if like Hypnotic's using it, no, not using it. Mr. Theo closing up the back though of Hypnotic. Some tight corner racing here. Flawless being chased down now. And Hypnotic does have DRS, but so does Mr. Theo. Mr. Theo running out of DRS though. Whereas Flawless and Hypnotic do have enough for themselves. Hypnotic all over the back of him. Some very tense fighting here. Zero and Adabest.Mess still battling, by the way. Both on hard, so there's no real tyre difference right now. It's between ERS and drivers, and both are quite low on ERS. So it's going to pretty much come down to drivers right now. And Adabest.Mess does have the inside lane here. If he's a little bit late on the brakes here, he could get a nice turn in here. He does, but he has that corner wrong. iRegal moving through. Acerp weirdly in a weird position there, but Adabest.Mess with iRegal here, trying to break through, trying to figure out something here. Both of them have ERS here. Walls and things are battling it, cool. Let's check them out, and that is Adabest.Mess just trying to squeeze through. So does iRegal with the hole that's been left. But he needs to really access some ERS just to get out of there. Adabest.Mess is definitely quite low on it, so those two are going to be really fighting here. And Acerp, weirdly battling people. I don't know why they are, but Infinite. Acerp going a little bit wide here. Acerp having his own fun here. Zero jumping into the pits here. I'm going to guess for a pair of mediums here, or a new front wing. Either would really not be good. Zero going a little bit tight there. He shouldn't really be battling these two, as they do have blue flags, and the scoreboard is having another heart attack. Gurk slowly creeping up behind the back of the top four right now, or top three. Yeah, top, the second, third, fourth. We'll call it that because it's just right now. Whereas Slowest King is having a lovely time to himself right now, just jumping away. He needs to make those. He needs to probably pit pretty damn soon for some new tyres, maybe. And bang on another pair of softs, or we could run 14 lap old softs. It's up to him, really. Not really what I would recommend though, but each to their own. Still at a bit of a distance, but Flawless is closing back in on Hypnotic. Hypnotic does not want to give him that position back. Flawless going to try and make a move here. Flawless backs off massively. Hypnotic misses the braking zones. Acerp now being given another penalty for ignoring a blue flag, and I think the scoreboard's having another heart attack again. I feel sorry for the scoreboard, man. It looks like 80 years old with this amount of heart attacks. Gurt trying to take back that fourth place spot that he had originally. He wants it back. Well, I think it's fourth place anyway. I can't really tell right now because of the scoreboard, but it should be by the looks of it. Yep. Cass still struggling right now. This does not look very good for his race coming up tomorrow. His proper one, not a reserve one today, but carry on. Gurk still chasing down Mr. Theo for that top. Okay, I don't know what place it is anymore now. The scoreboard's having enough with me. Lucy's okay, yep. There we go, 5th place. No, 4th place. Yep, okay, cool. Mr. Theo is in 4th place and pits for probably some new tyres, and I need to pit for a new fucking wheel to live right now. Right, scoreboard, calm down. Why am I up 16 for? Slowest King is making a really impressive lead right now from Hypnotic, who's still battling with Flawless. Has the scoreboard sorted itself out now? I don't know if it has or not. Nimit Gurk's 4th place. Yeah, that's right. Okay, good. Lovely jubbly. Regal's starting to close in slowly there on Nimit Gurk, who is on the older tyre and on the harder compound. Both should be able to take their tyres to the end. However, one is on a lot older, more of a struggling tyre, and it looks like one person has crashed. What is going on right now? It's now lap 20. Oh, for goodness sake, I don't know anymore. A safety car has been caused, as Cero has crashed, and DRS is now enabled, and the race is carried on. So it must have just been a virtual then. Slowest King is having to go 9 laps right now on those softs. Can he pull it off right now and go on a very long time with those softs? Flawless. Sorry, trying to squeeze through on Hypnotic. I don't get why, but it's a bit of a weird choice. Slowest King is pitting here. Slowest Kingers, still keeping it going, even though he's got 12 lap old softs. This is heating up right now. Cass, a lot of people crashing out or being disqualified here. Thunderbuddy's still trying to chase down Slowest Kingers here, who's on 14 lap old softs, doing very well right now on those softs. Slowest King is doing I'm very impressed, man, by the amount that he's holding on to these softs and not blowing out or anything yet. Thunderbuddy is definitely trying to dislodge that right now, though, with Luxie giving him a bit of a boost. Just to lower the back of Slowest King is here. It's Thunderbuddy. And a bit of a dive bomb there from Thunderbuddy, but it does make it work. On the very last lap, Thunderbuddy could get the win here. And that is the race. Even though Slowest Kingers did take the win, Thunderbuddy did take the win, Slowest Kingers didn't have as many penalties, so Thunderbuddy will have to forfeit the win, and Slowest Kingers will take first place. And that is summing up the race. Flawless and Nemec Gurk still third and fourth. Nemec Gurk able to claw back some points from how he finished, but a great race over Slowest Kingers there. And that is the race then. I have been your host,